Decolonization Explored, the Era of Independence, 1945-1975. Decolonization refers to the process by which colonies gained independence from their colonial rulers. The period from 1945 to 1975 witnessed a significant wave of decolonization, marking the end of the European colonial empires and the emergence of many new sovereign nations in Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. Post-World War II context. The aftermath of World War II had a profound impact on the global geopolitical landscape. The war weakened European powers economically and politically, making it difficult for them to maintain their vast overseas empires. The war also fueled aspirations for self-determination and independence among colonial subjects who had contributed significantly to the war effort but were denied equal rights and opportunities. United Nations and the Declaration on Decolonization. The United Nations, UN, established in 1945, played a crucial role in promoting decolonization. The UN Charter emphasized the principles of self-determination and equal rights for all nations. The General Assembly passed resolutions and declarations supporting the decolonization process, putting pressure on colonial powers to grant independence to their colonies. Key factors driving decolonization. Nationalist movements. In many colonies, nationalist movements gained momentum, advocating for independence and self-rule. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi in India, Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana, and Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam became prominent figures in the struggle for independence. Economic challenges. The economic strain on colonial powers after World War II made it increasingly difficult for them to maintain control over distant territories. Changing global attitudes. The post-war era saw a shift in global attitudes towards imperialism and colonialism. The notion of equality and the right to self-determination gained prominence. Notable examples of decolonization. India achieved independence from British rule in 1947 through non-violent resistance led by Mahatma Gandhi and negotiations with British authorities. African nations. Many African nations gained independence in the 1950s and 1960s. Ghana became the first African country to gain independence in 1957, followed by a wave of decolonization across the continent. Southeast Asia. Countries like Indonesia, Vietnam, and the Philippines gained independence after years of struggle against colonial rule. Legacy of decolonization. The decolonization process had a lasting impact on global politics and reshaped the world order. It led to the emergence of numerous new nations and a more diverse and multipolar international system. However, the legacy of colonialism also left many newly independent nations grappling with economic challenges, political instability, and social tensions inherited from the colonial era. In summary, the period of decolonization from 1945 to 1975 was a transformative chapter in world history, marked by the end of colonial empires and the emergence of a new geopolitical landscape, characterized by the sovereignty of formerly colonized nations. Welcome to an in-depth exploration of decolonization, 1945-1975, a transformative period that reshaped the global landscape by marking the end of European colonial empires. From the post-World War II context to the emergence of new sovereign nations, this series delves into the origins, key factors, notable examples, and the lasting legacy of decolonization. What were the driving forces behind the decolonization process, and how did the post-World War II context contribute to the aspirations for independence? The decolonization process was fueled by a combination of factors, including nationalist movements, economic challenges faced by colonial powers after World War II, and a shifting global attitude towards imperialism. The war's aftermath weakened colonial powers, making it untenable for them to maintain control over distant territories. How did international organizations like the United Nations contribute to the decolonization process? And what key principles were emphasized in declarations supporting independence? The United Nations played a pivotal role in promoting decolonization by emphasizing principles such as self-determination and equal rights for all nations. Resolutions and declarations from the UN General Assembly put pressure on colonial powers to grant independence to their colonies. What were the key factors driving nationalist movements? And can you provide examples of leaders and movements that played a significant role in the struggle for independence? Nationalist movements gained momentum globally, advocating for self-determination and independence. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi in India, Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana, and Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam became prominent figures in the struggle for independence, employing various strategies ranging from non-violent resistance to armed struggle. What were some notable examples of decolonization? And how did countries like India, Ghana, and various African nations achieve independence? India achieved independence from British rule in 1947 through non-violent resistance and negotiations. Ghana became the first African country to gain independence in 1957, and a wave of decolonization swept across the African continent in the 1950s and 1960s, leading to the emergence of numerous sovereign nations. How did the legacy of colonialism impact newly independent nations? And what challenges did they face in the post-decolonization era? While decolonization marked the emergence of new nations, the legacy of colonialism left many grappling with economic challenges, political instability, and social tensions inherited from the colonial era. The transition to independence was often accompanied by struggles to build stable political institutions and address the socio-economic disparities created during the colonial period. In summary, the period of decolonization, 1945-1975, was a dynamic and complex chapter in history marked by the aspirations of nations for self-determination, the role of international organizations in supporting independence, and the challenges faced by newly sovereign states in the aftermath of decolonization. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of decolonization, 1945-1975. If you found this informative, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing for more in-depth historical explorations. We value your thoughts and questions, so please share them in the comments section below. Your engagement helps us continue unraveling the complexities of history. Stay tuned for our next historical journey. And until then, stay informed, stay engaged, and continue exploring history with us.